Hello and welcome back to Ally Assessment. Before I get started, I would just like to thank Gorfiend123 for recommending today's episode. So, who am I going to do today? Why, it's none other than lovable Susumu Hori from the Mr. Driller series. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Since this is a puzzle game, it doesn't have much story, but I will go ahead and say spoilers ahead if you haven't played it. The Mr. Driller series can be found on most Nintendo systems and handhelds. Also, a few of them, including the first game in the series, are on the PlayStation Original and the PlayStation Network. Mr. Driller is a PlayStation game made by Namco that stars Susumu Hori, which is Japanese for Dig Onward, but most people know him as Mr. Driller. Mr. Driller was given that name after becoming the world's top-ranked driller. Mr. Driller is also a member of the Star Trigon team. What's that, you say? Never heard of him? Well, most people haven't. But I bet you will recognize his father, Taizo Hori, which comes from the Japanese phrase Horitai zo, which translates to, I want to dig. But you probably know him better as Dig Dug, from the game of the same name. I know, blew my mind too. And if that blew your mind, then this will rocket it into space. Mr. Driller isn't even Dig Dug's only son. Mr. Driller has two other brothers. He has an older brother named Ataru Hori, which translates, as close as I can tell, to strike the ground and dig. He also has a younger brother named Taiyo Tobi, which also, as close as I can tell, translates to digging to the sky. And if that's not enough, his mom also is from her very own video game. Her name is Masao Tobi from the 1985 arcade game Baraduke. Her and Dig Dug married just long enough to have 3 sons, then they divorced for unknown reasons. Also, as far as I can tell, her name has no real translation. It's just a normal female name, though her last name Toby could mean to fly or the sky. She also has a nickname of Kissy, because she likes to start kissing people when she gets drunk. Just between you and me, I think that's probably why Dig Dug divorced her. Well, now that you know about his family, let's talk more about Mr. Driller. As mentioned before, Mr. Driller is the world's top driller. What does that mean, I hear you ask? Well, in this world, drillers are people who, well, drill. What did you expect? But they drill to help people from various disasters, like the ones that Mr. Driller saves people from. An excess of colored blocks. And I'm not trying to be funny by calling them that. That's what they're called in the game. They're called colored blocks. And overnight, they seem to sprout up all over the world in such large amounts that they even cover the skyscrapers and other large buildings, and it's up to Mr. Driller to drill through them all. Now, Mr. Driller is an overly cute Japanese teen that is very perky and energetic, but a bit careless. He is, however, brave enough to drill to the center of the Earth with limited supplies of oxygen to save the Earth. So, that does make him kind of BA. I mentioned earlier that he was also a member of the Star Trigon team. And what they are is an elite space team from the game Star Trigon that were sent to rescue the space undergrounders. And yes, that's what they're actually called. You see, when Mr. Driller was drilling to the Earth's core to destroy the colored blocks and save the world, he found a race of people down in the center of the Earth who were trapped by the blocks. These people are called undergrounders, because this game's good like that with names. In celebration of Mr. Driller rescuing them while he was saving the world, they decided to throw a party and invite all the underground people from all the other planets. Well, along the way, most of the space undergrounder people got lost in space, so the king of the underground people asked the government for help, and the government created the Star Trigon team, which, along with 2 new characters, had both Mr. Driller and Dig Dug as members. And their job was to go across the galaxy and rescue all the space undergrounders. Since then, not much else has happened. Colored blocks will return and threaten to destroy the world from time to time. But they never get the chance, thanks to Earth's finest heroes, Mr. Driller and his family. Once again, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, or you like what I do, please subscribe. And if you have an idea for a character that you want me to do next time, leave their name in the comments, and they just may be the next character on Ally Assessment.